Now that you've got content uploaded into your library, we're going to actually start making solutions to put onto your sign. So come up to this top bar here and click the Solutions button. And you'll see that there's a bunch of these because I can look and edit everyone's. So there's going to be a ton of them. But I'm going to go in here and I'm going to create a new one. So when I hover New Solution, there's going to be a couple options. The first two are really going to be what you're going to use. Images, videos is just what it says it is. It's only a playlist of images and videos. You can't do any text or any clocks or anything like that. And this will only display content you've got in your library. As will the solutions, but the solutions you can kind of make your own. In the images and videos one, you cannot. Using the regular solution, which is what I like to use most of the time and what I think will be the most useful for you, you're going to click on it, and then a window will pop up. The first time you do this, it's going to look a little bit weird. You're going to have a name and it's going to have a bunch of numbers. You can change that to whatever you like. And then you're going to have a width and a height, but you're going to have to change this. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over to this right side and you're going to click this Select Player button. And once you do that, it'll be a little drop down and you can click whichever player you like. And I, again, have a ton of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this one right here. And you see when I click that, the resolution changes to match what's on their sign. So then I'm going to click OK. And it's going to take me into the editor. Now that I'm in the editor, this little black box is going to represent my sign. There are a couple things that I can do right off the bat. If this is a little too small, you can come up to the left side here and you can zoom in a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to this top bar here and we're going to run down some of the things that you can actually put on your sign. If I click the text button, it is exactly what it says it is. It's just a text box. You've got over here some options. You can change your background color, your font, your text size, align some stuff. Right? You can choose how it comes in. So there are a couple different ways that you can have a transition. Right? You can roll in, or you can scroll from right, bottom, top. You can flip it in. When you flip it, there's a bunch of entrance effects that you can choose, and then you can have it static. Your playback duration is how long that this piece of content is going to stay on the screen. So generally, I like to do no less than about 10 seconds or 8 seconds. That's what I suggest. So I'm going to enter some text here. All right. And now this would be what was displayed on my sign out there. The next thing I'm going to do is the digital clock. So I'm going to kind of move this out of the way and resize it a little bit. If I click the digital clock here, you're going to see that this looks a little bit weird. The only reason this looks weird is because we're zoomed in, and the digital clock is the only thing that does this. If I zoom out to 100%, now it looks normal. It doesn't change the way that it looks on your sign, it only changes the way that it looks here. So now that I have my little clock posted and I can change a bunch of options on the right side over here, you can do a time offset, you change your time zone, your year format, you have, like I said, a bunch of stuff over here. I can add an analog clock, I can add some environment monitoring if you have, for example, a light sensor or temperature sensor. You can put up some weather, and if your sign has internet, which it probably does because you're on the cloud, you can click this simple weather button right here, and it's going to pop up some stuff. I'm going to remove what's behind it so that you can see. But what it does is it will take the weather and temperature and the scale of some things from your zip code. You see over here on the right side, my address is in Norcross, so my zip code is being used to pull weather data from there. You can also put a calendar up here, or you can even display a web page. I caution you on displaying a web page because if it's not the same aspect ratio or resolution as your sign, it can look a little funky. So now I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to come over here to this top bar, and I'm going to click my little File button, and this is how you access your content library. Any images or anything that you've posted, you can access here. All right, we'll select this one. And now I have this image on my sign. You can resize this and do whatever you need to. What I'm going to do now is add another slide in the far left over here. I'm going to click this plus button, and I like to have a digital clock on there just so I have it. But let's say that I only wanted this slide to play, sometimes. Well, when you click on it, the default page on the right side over here is under Page Properties. This is selected. You can use the validity range function to choose how long this slide is valid for. So this slide is going to start today, and it's going to end, we'll say next Friday, so this will be a week long. When this runs out, this slide will disappear from the eligible slides to play for your sign. So it will only have the digital clock left because this one doesn't have a range on it. Which is why I suggest that people always keep some sort of digital clock or something as a default slide. If anything were to run out or everything were to run out, your sign's not just going to be black.